What's up, everybody? Today is the day. Garden project next door. We're gonna have a little community thing going over here, splitting produce. At the same time, I'm going to be checking out the lawn, doing a cut on that, and getting everything fed and really up to snuff. So that's what we're gonna be up to today. Planting a garden, getting it ready, keeping mass rodentia out of there, and all around having a great time. So let's go ahead and roll that intro.
What's up, everybody?
Wait, the top might have.
Called lack of water. Okay, so we're starting the project right now. This is gonna be pretty fun to do. Everybody's got a little task in hand. That's Danny.
Hello.
That's Katie. Oh, so much enthusiasm. So we're gonna try to race the rain today. But basically what's happening is this. This garden hasn't been really cultivated in a little while. So we're going through, chewing it up like that, the manual way. We're like Amish around here. And trenching down around the edges at the moment, just so we can put in some chicken wire to keep the bunnies and squirrels and stuff like that. So we're gonna spike all that. Now, a couple things this thing has going for it right here is there is a drip system in place. This thing's been here for a while. And over here, it also has an EZ Flo cap. So I'm actually going to try to see if this will go onto my tank, and we'll be able to just put 402 straight in it.
And now a word from our sponsor, Rikers Island Chemical Family Brand Store Company Prison. Our passion for perfect grass has taken us around the globe. Our rocket surgeons have isolated the most potent biostimulant that without it, nothing would grow. Hydrate Liquid Cure is the answer for the most discerning of turf professionals.
Is this water?
We've used witchcraft and magic to liquidize and microfy into a hyperconcentration, a simple yet complex molecule, dihydrogen monoxide. 1 drop of hydrate per 600 gallons of water will reinvigorate your lawn in a way that without it, everything will die. We take lawns from this to this in seconds. Hydrate Liquid Cure is the ultimate in plant science.
It's water.
Hydrate Liquid Cure. It's not f***ing water.
Hydrate Liquid Cure is available at Blockbuster, Marshall's, and Spencer's Gifts.
But it looks good.
All you need is one glove. What'd you say?
I said they have really good grass. Like green grass. A lot of it. Unlike mine.
All right, so it's day 2. Yesterday we didn't quite get to everything that we wanted to. Weather changed, wind picked up, got a little cold, but we got pretty far on everything. So let me show you where we're at right now and what I've got to do to get this thing ready and wrapped up. So we're essentially ready to plant in here. I've got some straw in the back of the truck that's gonna go down, and I want to show you just two things here real quick. So this was the drip system that was down there before. It's kind of an old thing, more of like a pocket style, and it was such a tangled mess and there was a lot of crap in it, I decided to scrap that whole thing. So saved the connections for the basket plus the EZ Flo. That's right here. I'll put a link to these tanks and we'll talk about them in a little bit so you know where to get them. But so we salvaged this piece, and I'm basically gonna run this whole thing on soaker hoses. Now, when we fired up the sprinkler system yesterday, I hooked a hose to the spigot that was down here and did that. Blew it apart. So that's right here. I'm gonna be doing some work on this, get that thing squared away, and you know, no big deal. So I bought a yard hydrant for it. I'm gonna use that instead. Make this thing a little bit more rigid, pound a spike in so that it has a little more stability, and this thing will be better. So I'm gonna fix that first, then get to work on some of this other stuff, okay? I rolled down to Tractor Supply today and just grabbed a yard hydrant. So we're gonna use that. I'm gonna raise this thing up about a foot. Short line the PVC, a little bit there. Got my couplers, not much to it. We're gonna tape these, throw that together, glue the rest, and then I am going to stake this as well. So I'm gonna put a little metal stake down behind it and tie it to that. So unrestricted flow on the hydrant style, which is nice. So he can come up here and kind of wrench on it a little bit more than it was before, because that PVC was so brittle and old. I mean, well, I didn't break it just then. Maybe if I tried a little harder. Anyway, this old brittle PVC is just not doing anybody any good. All right, back at it. I just grabbed these over at Home Depot. Got a little bit extra, but it's really all we're gonna need to use. So I'm gonna string these out in an S pattern, and then we'll know where everything is actually gonna go to plant. And I think these are like 15 or 16 bucks, they're pretty cheap, but it does the trick. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do a couple of things right now. I'm actually gonna go ahead and put some tomatoes in the ground, and I'm gonna tell you how I'm gonna outline this thing. And I'm sure by now, most of you know, I live on a steep hill. So this bed is a bit more shallow on the right-hand side, my right here, okay? And got a little bit more depth going down on this side. So I've made the judgment call, in order to get the most robust veggies out of this, that I'm gonna go ahead and plant the tomatoes along the back. So they're going to be taller first. They're gonna be getting up a little higher. They're gonna be catching that sun. We'll get some baskets around it. So they're gonna be coming around the back, and I've got quite a few. Plus I'm gonna throw some in pots over there, but we'll get those moving. From the middle of the garden, maybe the front third, root vegetables are all going in there, and it's because it's softer and the water's gonna drain a little faster, and I want those to go down a little deeper rather than potentially getting stunted on the back end. So I'm laying it out that way. We'll have the tomatoes along the back side, and then we'll start seeding down the rest. So what I'm gonna do right now, the tomatoes are the only starts that I've got. So since they're already moving, I'm gonna get them in the ground. I'm gonna go ahead and put hay or straw down on this whole thing. Straw on this whole thing, and then later today and possibly tomorrow we'll be putting the seed down. But since the kids are working on school and Danny and Lindsay aren't quite home from work yet, that's something that everybody wants to do together. So I'm just gonna get this part in, straw down, then we'll test the irrigation in a little bit and talk about 402 in the EZ Flo. All right, so I got this whole hydrant thing put on there and not paying attention, the guts were missing. So firing up the water, it just sprayed out all over the place. So I had to do a little fix for now, but I'm gonna have to repair this. Let's see, it's leaking and this, I just had this part laying around to get on there, but I'm gonna have to take this whole thing back apart up here because the plunger was missing. It wasn't in the package. So that's stupid and I feel really good about myself. All right, second thing. Let's look at this EZ Flo for a second. So, for those of you who are unfamiliar, this is the bottom part of a low pressure inline EZ Flo feeding system. These are golden for your gardens, absolutely golden. I'm gonna put a link down below. You can see where to get these. The 3/4 gallon ones are like 55, 60 bucks, worth their weight. Now, you can totally do your lawn with these, you can do all kinds of stuff, but for this situation, I'm only going to put about half of this in here, half of the 402 inside of this tank, and that's really it for the season. That's gonna feed this garden all year. You know, we have about a 12 by 15 square foot space here, and this will end up getting, you know, 48 ounces, kind of right in that range, and that's plenty. At some point, I'm probably gonna even shut it off. Now, if you don't do one of these, and honestly, it's kind of silly if you don't. If you're growing gardens, or even if you want to just get lawn areas sprayed, sometimes even faster, you can have one of those hooked up to your hose bib and just walk through and spray and just do it consistently. Or you can put a sprinkler out even. These come in larger sizes and they can go inline as well, and all of our products flow through them really, really, really simple without any modification. The cap is what controls the flow on this, so I'm actually gonna set this to be pretty super slow, which is like 20,000 to 1. It's some insane amount, and just let these drips feed through. The soaker hoses are just gonna be consistently putting it out, and the plants will be fed all season long. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Maybe add a little something extra to it, and then, you know, that'll be that. Get it all hooked up and ready to go. All right, so the garden project is complete. Everything is planted. I am currently soaking my beautiful green space. Woo. And now, from this side, we'll be able to sit and watch what's going on over there. Go over and pick when we need to, and just sort of keep it clean and ready to go. And now look at how much that lawn's changed just in an overnight. Easy peasy Japanesey. All right, the sound of my child calling means it's time for me to wrap up this video. So, tune in next time. I got some new equipment on the way, pretty excited about. I've got this thing just cruising right along. And we've got 2 more project lawns to go start on, so, oh, that was cold. I'll talk to you guys real soon. See ya.